Breaking free, understanding the root causes of recurring bad luck. Have you ever felt like no matter what you do, things just keep going wrong? You work hard, you make good decisions, yet somehow life keeps throwing obstacles in your path. Your relationships fall apart for no clear reason. Money slips through your fingers. Opportunities vanish just when they seem within reach. You watch others succeed while you struggle, and you can't help but wonder, why does this keep happening to me? If this resonates with you, you're not alone. Millions of people around the world struggle with persistent bad luck, and today we're going to explore the deeper spiritual reasons that might be behind these recurring problems in your life. The reality of spiritual warfare. Before we dive deep, let me be clear about something important. Bad luck isn't always just coincidence. Yes, sometimes unfortunate things happen randomly, but when you notice patterns, when the same types of problems keep repeating in your life, when every door seems to close in your face, when you feel an invisible weight holding you back, you may be dealing with something beyond the physical realm. This is what many spiritual traditions call spiritual warfare, and it's far more common than most people realize. Think about it this way: if we accept that there are positive spiritual forces in the universe, angels, divine protection, blessings, then logic tells us that negative forces must also exist. Just as light exists, so does darkness. Just as health exists, so does disease. And just as there are spiritual influences that uplift and protect us, there are also spiritual influences that seek to harm, block, and destroy. This isn't superstition or primitive thinking. Cultures across the world, from ancient civilizations to modern societies, have recognized these spiritual realities for thousands of years. The evil eye, when envy becomes a curse. One of the most widespread spiritual problems affecting people globally is what's known as the evil eye, or, in Portuguese, mau olhado. This occurs when someone looks at you with intense envy, jealousy, or ill will, and that negative energy attaches itself to your life. You might think, how can someone just looking at me cause problems? But spiritual energy is real and powerful. When someone harbors deep resentment or jealousy toward you, especially if they focus that emotion intensely on your success, happiness, or possessions, it can create a spiritual blockage in your life. The evil eye doesn't always come from enemies or strangers. In fact, it often comes from people close to you: family members who secretly resent your achievements, friends who smile to your face but feel bitter about your progress, co-workers who seem supportive but inwardly wish for your failure. These people may not even consciously realize they're sending negative energy your way, but their jealousy and envy create spiritual disturbances that affect your life in tangible ways. The symptoms of the evil eye are distinctive. You might experience sudden and unexplained headaches, chronic fatigue that no amount of rest can cure, a sense of heaviness or oppression, relationship conflicts that arise out of nowhere, financial losses that don't make logical sense, or a general feeling that your good fortune has dried up. Children are especially vulnerable to the evil eye, often becoming inexplicably irritable, sick, or troubled when affected. Obsessing spirits, the invisible oppressors. Another major cause of recurring bad luck involves obsessing spirits, negative spiritual entities that attach themselves to a person and influence their thoughts, emotions, and circumstances. These aren't Hollywood movie demons, they're spiritual beings that feed on negative energy and seek to create chaos, suffering, and destruction in people's lives. In many spiritual traditions, including Spiritism, these entities are understood to be either earthbound spirits who haven't moved on to the spiritual realm, or malevolent beings who actively work to harm the living. Obsessing spirits can attach to a person for various reasons. Sometimes they're drawn to someone who is spiritually weak or unprotected. People who are going through depression, addiction, grief, or trauma are particularly vulnerable. Sometimes these spirits are sent deliberately through spiritual attacks or black magic. Other times, they're attracted to negative environments, places with violence, substance abuse, or intense emotional turmoil. The influence of obsessing spirits manifests in specific ways. You might experience intrusive negative thoughts that don't feel like your own, sudden personality changes or mood swings, self-destructive urges or behaviors, nightmares and sleep disturbances, hearing voices or experiencing unexplained sensations, feeling watched or followed, or a persistent sense of dread and darkness. These spirits work to isolate you from positive influences, push you toward harmful decisions, and block every avenue of progress in your life. Hereditary curses, the sins of the fathers. Perhaps one of the most misunderstood yet powerful causes of recurring bad luck is the hereditary curse, spiritual bondage that passes down through family bloodlines from generation to generation. This concept appears in numerous spiritual and religious traditions, including Christianity, where the Bible speaks of iniquity being visited upon children to the third and fourth generation. A hereditary curse begins when someone in your ancestral line engaged in serious sin, made pacts with dark forces, practiced witchcraft or occultism, committed grievous injustices, or brought spiritual contamination into the family bloodline. These actions create spiritual doors, legal rights, if you will, that allow demonic forces to afflict that family line. The curse then passes down, causing similar patterns of destruction to repeat in each generation. The evidence of hereditary curses is often striking and undeniable. You notice that multiple family members across different generations struggle with the same issues: addiction, divorce, financial failure, chronic illness, mental health problems, suicide, violent deaths, or inability to maintain healthy relationships. It's not genetic, it's spiritual. The same demonic assignments that tormented your grandparents are now tormenting you, because the spiritual door was never closed. These curses don't discriminate. They affect Christians and non-Christians alike if the spiritual legal ground hasn't been removed. You might be a good person, living morally and trying to do right, but still experience these recurring problems because of spiritual bondage inherited from your ancestors. This is why it's crucial to understand your family's spiritual history and address any generational patterns of destruction. Black magic, deliberate spiritual attacks. Now we come to one of the most serious causes of recurring bad luck: black magic, also known as witchcraft, sorcery, or dark spiritual manipulation. This involves people who deliberately use occult practices, rituals, spells, and demonic assistance to harm, control, or destroy others. Black magic is real, it's powerful, and it's far more common than most people in modern Western societies want to believe. Someone might employ black magic against you for various reasons: jealousy of your success, romantic rivalry, business competition, family conflicts, revenge, or simply because they're involved in dark spiritual practices and you became a target. The practitioner might visit a witch doctor, sorcerer, or occultist who performs rituals designed to bind your finances, destroy your relationships, cause illness, create mental confusion, block opportunities, or even kill you. Black magic works through several mechanisms. It can involve sending obsessing spirits to torment you, creating spiritual bindings that block your progress, manipulating spiritual forces to cause accidents and misfortune, placing curses on your home or possessions, or establishing demonic strongholds in your life. Objects used in these rituals: dolls, photographs, personal items, buried materials serve as spiritual connection points that maintain the attack. The symptoms of black magic are often dramatic and progressive. You might experience a sudden, unexplained change in your circumstances, where everything that was going well suddenly falls apart. You have vivid nightmares involving being attacked, bound, or chased. You feel physical sensations of being touched or restrained while sleeping. Your home feels oppressive or frightening. You develop strange marks or scratches on your body. Your pets behave strangely or die unexpectedly. Electronic devices malfunction around you. You feel an overwhelming sense of hopelessness and doom. The interconnection, multiple spiritual problems. Here's something crucial to understand: these spiritual problems often work together. You might have a hereditary curse that makes you vulnerable to obsessing spirits, which in turn makes black magic more effective against you, and the resulting spiritual weakness attracts the evil eye. They create a compound effect, multiplying the destruction in your life. This is why some people seem to have extraordinarily bad luck. They're dealing with multiple spiritual attacks simultaneously. Think of it like this: if your spiritual immune system is compromised by a hereditary curse, you become an easy target for other spiritual attacks. It's like having a door in your spiritual house that won't lock properly. Various intruders can enter more easily. This is why comprehensive spiritual deliverance often requires addressing multiple issues, not just one. Breaking free, the path to liberation. The good news is that no spiritual problem is beyond solution. Every curse can be broken. Every obsessing spirit can be cast out. Every evil eye can be removed. Every effect of black magic can be reversed. But it requires the right spiritual approach, genuine faith, and often the assistance of those with spiritual authority and experience. The first step is recognition, acknowledging that your recurring bad luck may have spiritual roots. Many people waste years trying to solve spiritual problems through purely natural means, like therapy, medication, or better planning, when what they actually need is spiritual intervention. This doesn't mean abandoning practical solutions, but it means addressing the spiritual dimension as well. The second step is repentance and spiritual cleansing. If you or your ancestors have been involved in occult practices, witchcraft, spiritism, divination, or worship of false gods, you need to renounce these things explicitly and cut spiritual ties to them. Confess these sins, turn away from them completely, and ask for divine forgiveness and cleansing. The third step is seeking proper spiritual covering and protection. This typically involves connecting with a spiritually mature community, receiving prayer from those with authority to break curses and cast out demons, and establishing spiritual disciplines that maintain your protection, such as regular prayer, reading sacred texts, worship, fasting, and staying connected to positive spiritual influences. The fourth step is closing spiritual doors. Identify and remove objects associated with occultism from your home: amulets, talismans, certain religious images used superstitiously, materials from occult practices, or items given to you by people involved in black magic. These objects can serve as spiritual connection points for negative forces. The fifth step is persistence and spiritual maintenance. Spiritual freedom isn't always instantaneous. Some spiritual bondages require time to fully break, and you must remain vigilant against new attacks. Maintain your spiritual practices, guard your heart and mind, choose your associations wisely, and stay connected to sources of spiritual strength. Understanding your authority: many people suffer unnecessarily because they don't understand they have spiritual authority to resist these attacks. You're not helpless. You don't have to be a victim. When you align yourself with divine power through genuine faith, you receive authority over demonic forces, protection against spiritual attacks, and the ability to break curses and bondage. This authority isn't based on your own strength or goodness, it's based on the power of God working through you. When you call upon divine intervention with sincere faith, forces of darkness must retreat. When you invoke spiritual protection in the name of higher authority, obsessing spirits cannot maintain their grip. When you declare freedom from hereditary curses through the power of divine redemption, those chains are broken. Conclusion: your freedom awaits if you've been experiencing recurring bad luck, unexplained obstacles, persistent problems that defy natural solutions, or patterns of destruction that run in your family. It's time to consider the spiritual dimension. You may be dealing with the evil eye, obsessing spirits, hereditary curses, black magic, or a combination of these spiritual attacks. But here's the truth that will set you free: these spiritual problems have solutions. You don't have to live under this oppression. You don't have to accept recurring bad luck as your destiny. You don't have to watch the same destructive patterns continue in your life and pass to your children. Freedom is available. Liberation is possible. Breakthrough is within reach. But it requires you to take action, to seek proper spiritual help, to address these issues seriously, and to pursue comprehensive spiritual deliverance. Don't waste another year suffering under spiritual bondage when freedom is calling your name. The root of your recurring bad luck may be spiritual, but the solution is also spiritual, and it's more powerful than any curse, any spirit, or any magic that could ever come against you. If this message resonated with you and helped you understand the spiritual roots of recurring bad luck in your life, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Your support helps us reach more people who desperately need this information to break free from spiritual bondage. Share this video with someone you know who's been struggling with unexplained obstacles and recurring problems. It could be the breakthrough message they've been waiting for. Drop a comment below sharing your thoughts or testimony, and let's build a community of people walking in spiritual freedom. Remember, your recurring bad luck has a root cause, and that root can be removed. Freedom is not just possible, it's your spiritual birthright. God bless you, and we'll see you in the next video.